What's going on, guys? This is Cooper MTG bringing you part 1 of our favorite multicolored mythic rares. Here again to start us off is the man
with
William.
No plan.
Yes. Well, we do have a plan to show these off, hopefully.
Alright, starting off we have our Johnny Vengeant. This is from the Johnny versus Nico Bolas. Here he is. He's shiny. I do not like him as much as our other Johnny. And our soon-to-come Johnny.
Yeah, we just ordered a Johnny.
Because we lost her.
Yeah.
Or something.
Something
We don't know.
happened to it.
We had one and now it's gone. So we just were like, you know what? Let's buy one off the internet. Because we're too lazy to buy M14 packs.
Wait, don't you want to read his abilities?
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm so tired. I know I'm like, you're just a loser. You're so tired. Okay. So, 4 mana, 1 red, 1 white, 2 colorless. +1 ability is target permanent doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Its -2 is he deals 3 damage to target creature or player and you gain 3, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then its -7 is destroy all lands target player controls. And that is just to piss them off.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely probably one of the worst Johnnies, if not the worst.
I mean, it's good, but it's really only good because of the second ability. And then around the 7th, I mean, once it start out with 3, you have to do it 4 turns, and you have to have 4. So they'll maybe have 8 lands, and they'll probably already have their big things out.
Yeah.
So it really won't matter.
What I do like is they really stuck to the red and white, because you have +1 is a white, really tapping creatures. It's -7, destroying all lands is a big red thing, and then dealing damage and then gaining life.
That's like a mix.
I get, yeah, it's like a mix.
It's kind of a black-white thing more, though.
More like black. Just
Yeah.
black.
They
Anyway,
should have put black right
the
there.
Johnny Vengeant.
We need to, someone bring me a Sharpie so we can write, instead of 2 colorless, it's just a black mana. Anyway, moving on, we have our Arula, that's a war leader.
Aurelio, the
war.
war leader.
Yes. Yep.
Big, scary casting cost. 2 colors, 2 red, 2 white. Legendary creature angel, flying, haste. When she attacks for the first time, it's basically the same as Scourge of the Throne. You can tap all attacking creatures. There's an additional attack step. After this, she's only a 3/4. I was 6 mana flying. I'd maybe like a 5/4 or something, but a 3/4 just not quite good enough. What's your opinion, Ryan?
Meh. There are definitely better angel cards. I must, like, even Sublime Archangel, where every creature gets exalted. Because, you know, it comes on and it's a 4/4, but if you have maybe like 3 creatures in it, you attack with it, it'll get 4+1/+1 counters on
Well,
it.
it just gets +4/+1 100. But then you're assuming that you're playing it in an exalted deck, and you're
Well,
assuming
no,
that
the
most-
deck doesn't even need to be exalted. That's what the card does. It gives all the creatures exalted.
Right, where here is Aurelia's Fury for X, 1 red and 1 white.
I am tired. I shouldn't be tired. It's weird. I'm normally not tired now. Aurelia's Fury deals X. George is looking at me like, what? Aurelia's Fury deals X damage divided as you choose among any numbers of target creatures and or players. Tap each creature dealt damage this way. Players dealt damage this way can't cast non-creature spells this turn. That's pretty good. Because you can cast this and then it'll affect them and then they can't really counter it.
Does it say any number of target creatures or players divided among?
Yeah. Divided among.
Okay. That's not too bad. I mean, easily wipe the board. Or...
Yeah. If you did it correctly, you could wipe the board, definitely. Although, now they don't have as many as of the 1/2s as they did in Theros and Journey into Nyx and Born of the Gods, but that's okay. So we have Legion's Initiative. That was...
This is 1 red and 1 white. Red creatures you control get +1/+0. White creatures you control get +0/+1. 1 red, 1 white. Exile it. Exile all creatures you control. At the beginning of the next end step, return them to the battlefield under their owner's control, and those creatures gain haste until end of turn.
That's pretty good.
I would have liked maybe red creatures get +1/+1 and white creatures get +1/+1. The exiling ability is pretty cool. I guess you've attacked and you're bringing all your creatures back. Boros, I don't really like Boros.
I did. I made some great annoying Boros decks.
Boros, lame.
Don't say lame. I liked Boros. Boros was good. Moving on, anyways, we're coming up to a green and red, and here it is, Domri Raid.
Alright.
This is... I love the emblem on this one. I get to read it.
Well, you can read the other one since we have 2. I'll just hold up this picture.
Alrighty. This one's definitely in better condition than that one, but Domri Raid. He's 3 mana, 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 green, which is... wow. You'll understand later. His +1 is look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. I'd prefer it if it was actually put into the battlefield, but that'd be kind of overkill. His -2 is target creature you control fights another target creature. That's great if you have something like Death Touch.
I feel like that should have been his +1 ability, and maybe its -2 was look at the top card, and if it's a creature, put it on the battlefield. If it's a land, put it into your hand or whatever.
That would make more sense. Or like Primeval. I like Primeval Bounty. That was such a great card. If it's a creature, put a 3/3 beast. Because you play other land, you like gain life, enchantment, something. It was a great card. I liked it. Its -7 is you get an emblem with creatures you control have double strike, trample, hexproof, and haste. That is great in a red and green deck.
Yeah, that's your big creatures.
That is your you win the game move.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's all.
It's kind of like Titanic Ultimatum, except they don't get +5/+5.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give you the... I have no idea what that is.
It's a big card. You just take that and
Alright.
read it. Next is Huntmaster of the Fells, and then Ravager of the Fells.
Okay, when this is going to be the long one. When this creature enters the battlefield, transforms into Huntmaster of the Fells, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield when you gain 2 life. And you gain 2 life. By the way, this is 4 mana, 1 green, 1 red, 2 colorless. At the beginning of your upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform...
So at the beginning of each upkeep, actually.
Each upkeep. If no spells were cast last turn, transform Huntmaster of the Fells. And this was from Dark Ascension?
Yep, and then...
This was when y'all had your werewolf stuff. So he has trample, which is good. They rarely really do. I know. Whenever this creature transforms into Ravager of the Fells, it deals 2 damage to target opponent, 2 damage to up to 1 creature that opponent controls. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform Ravager of the Fells.
This used to be my favorite card ever.
I know. You used to go on.
It's like gaining creatures and life on one side, and then
just
wheeling death on the other.
It's like
really cool.
Red. He used to love red so much. He would just have your army of the 1/1 things. Tap them, 1 damage to target player. Okay. Now we're on to...
Dead Bridge Chant. It's Golgari.
6 mana, 4 colorless, 1 black, 1 green. It's from...
Dragon's Maze.
Yeah. Dragon's Maze was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dragon's Maze.
Okay. So when a Dead Bridge Chant enters the battlefield, put the top 10 cards of your library into your graveyard. Beginning of your upkeep, choose a card at random in your graveyard. If it's a creature card, put it into the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
I think maybe if it's a lane card, you gain life again.
Kind of like Primeval Bounty. Yep.
But pulling stuff out of your graveyard, that's pretty nice.
Even just pulling something out of your graveyard.
I feel like the greatest feeling, like say you only have 9 cards in your library, and your opponent's just about to kill you, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna go out the easy way, and put the top 10 in your graveyard. Next turn you lose. And go out with a bang. Kind of cool.
No, my favorite way to go out is they're attacking with like their whatever, and you have this one card, return target creature with converted mana cost equal to like the number of somethings, like cards in your hand, and you only have 2 cards in your hand, and you cast it, and you bring back your 1/1 with Death Touch, and it doesn't have trample, and you just block it and it dies.
That's not a way of losing. You said
No, that's my favorite way. That's my favorite part in Magic. Sorry, that was really loud. Okay.
We have Jared Golgari Witchlord from
Shiny.
Golgari versus Izzet.
Yes, it was.
Izzet and Shiny. 2 black, 2 green for a 2/2. He gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard, sort of like that card from Knights vs. Dragons where it gets +1/+1 for each land in your graveyard. You can pay 1 black, 1 green to sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. You can sacrifice a swamp and a forest to return him from your graveyard to your hand. This is pretty good. I mean, turn 4 you probably might not have that many creatures in your graveyard, but I definitely think as a later game,
here's what I would
really
do.
Good.
I know this is kind of overkill, but World Spire Worm, the 15/15 that becomes the 5/5s, you could bring it back. Like, is that what that? Sorry, let me check its ability again.
You just bring it back to your.
Yeah, it's +1/+1 for each creature card. Sacrifice another creature. Each opponent's life equal to the sacrifice creature. Well, I was thinking, you sacrifice World Spire Worm, and you take 15 damage, and then you get the 3 5/5 worms. I was just thinking, overkill.
Alright, and now we're on to the last multicolored creature for this section.
And then we might pause, I believe.
We'll look around and see how many we have left. And this one is Freaka,
God
of Affliction. We have another one, so you can read the...
Oh my god, I have to flip so many pages for days. Okay. It's indestructible. As long as your devotion to black and green is less than 7. Freaka isn't a creature. 1 black and 1 green. Exile target creature card from graveyard. Its owner puts a 1/1 black green snake enchantment creature token with Death Touch onto the battlefield. And a lot of people were actually complaining about this card. And when you really think about it, your stuff's dead, but the chance to even get something back from something dying is still good. And it has Death Touch.
Well, I like the idea, but if it were like puts it under your control, so you could exile cards.
Dude, that was really creepy. Sorry.
From your opponent's graveyards. Then
They're probably watching me like, what'd he do?
Because just from your graveyard, if it's... Because you're not going to want to exile your opponent's stuff if they're going to get a 1/1 Death Touch. But I think that maybe if it were 1 mana to do that, because it's just a 1/1 Death Touch, and definitely if it is 2 mana, at least under your control, not that player's control. So
you use this with Mistalo Griffin, and then Mistalo Griffin has a point. You can cast it from exile.
Right,
yes.
So, let's
and we actually
see how many.
We have
Scroll through this bit.
A bunch.
Yeah. So we have a good bit. So we're gonna do some more.
Yeah, we're gonna do black and blue.
Demir.
They're not all Demir. You know what? I'm not even gonna complain anymore. Havigaling Lich.
Havnigul Lich.
Williams
or however you pronounce it.
Yep.
3 colors, 1 black, 1 blue, for a 4/4.
That's pretty good.
Cool ability.
That's starting off 5 mana for a 4/4 would be
pretty
good.
Cool ability.
Yep. 1 mana. You may cast target creature card from your graveyard this turn. When you cast this card, Haven Golem Lich gains all activated ability ability of that card until end of turn. That is good. That's really good. You know, we've been talking about bringing cards back from the graveyard. And not only does this card do it, but this card gains the ability of the creature you bring back. So it's like, oh, 1 mana. What do I have? Catalyst. Blood Chief of Get. Get. We're going to get. We're going to get. What are we getting?
You're just kicking a dead horse.
No, I am. Sorry. It's a good joke. Okay.
Bring out Grimgrin.
Yeah, it's Grimgrin. Let's just move on. I ruined that part.
This is Grimgrin Corpseborn. He's one of my favorite zombies. I think he's like my first zombie.
Wanna know why he doesn't make any friends?
Okay. Nope, let's just skip it and read the text.
Darn it. Okay.
Because he has to kill people to be able to untap.
I was gonna make a joke. You made it awful. I can't stop laughing. Okay. Okay. 5 mana, 1 blue, 1 black. Grimgrin Corpse.
Colorless.
3
Blue,
colorless.
black.
Grimgrin Corpseborn enters the battlefield tap and doesn't untap during its untap step. Sacrifice another green. Oh, no.
Sacrifice another creature. Sacrifice another creature, untap Grimgrin, and put a +1/+1 counter on him. Whenever Grimgrin attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Grimgrin. That's like, if you were a way to untap him,
then that's why he doesn't have friends.
in other words, he's a ridiculous card if you can untap him, because destroy target creature whenever he attacks, and then put a +1/+1 counter on him. So pretty freaking ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forever alone. Just stop killing people to make friends.
Here we have Lazav Demir Mastermind. I think that's how you say it. 2 blue, 2 black, 3/3, hexproof. Whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazav Demir Mastermind become a copy of that card, except its name is still Lazav Demir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and it gains hexproof and this ability.
And he was the guy talking in the Gatecrasher?
It doesn't matter.
Whatever it was. Yes, it was Gatecrasher.
I don't really like this card.
There are better shapeshifter cards.
Yeah, it's like you have to wait for a creature to go into a graveyard. I guess it's good because it gets hexproof.
Like the 6 mana one where you can exile someone's creature and then you're like, yes, now I have an exact copy of that creature. That'd be like, hey, I'm exiling your Avacyn and now it's mine and I have all of its abilities. I keep talking about Avacyn. I wonder if they can tell that I really, really want one. I'm just like, want one with the people just like, mail me an Avacyn. Wink.
Now we have Reap Intellect.
That's what happens at my school.
They reap your intellect, or they...
Yep.
Okay, we're not going to say the other word.
Alright, I get to read it. Okay. So... okay, so... X colorless, 2 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 black. It's a sorcery card. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose up to X non-land cards from it and exile them. For each card exiled this way, search that player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card, and exile them. Then that player shuffles his or her library.
That can be really good if you have a lot of mana, but otherwise, it's just... I mean, think about it. Say they have 7 cards in their hand.
And they're all mythics.
And you just exile all of them from the game ever.
It's just like, hey.
Does it say non-land cards?
Yeah, non-land.
Oh, okay. Otherwise.
It's like lands and ding, gone, boom. Okay.
So I think we'll do a couple more.
Let's do maybe. Alright, we'll start out with one of our closer, Nui. Ones.
We've actually got
We just got
three
one.
of them. We've had 3 of these.
I thought we sold one.
Sold one.
A Johnny, Mentor of
Johnny,
Heroes.
Mentor of Heroes.
Dear people who think he's overrated, you're wrong.
Go read his abilities for me.
Alright, oh god, that makes me turn pages.
You have to turn a page.
I had to turn 2 pages. Okay, it's +1. Can they see my head? +1. Let me just think. Sorry. +1. Distribute 3 +1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Look at the top 4 cards. It's the other +1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura, creature, or planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It's -8. You gain 100 life. Dude, now we probably can't sell that for as much.
Because I dropped it on the ground.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty freaking good. I really like it. Really like it.
You never have used it in a deck ever.
No, because
You're just like, nope.
as soon as I got it, you just put it away.
You didn't get it, I got it.
Okay, well, we've gotten 3 of them, so I've at least had to get 1.
Actually,
Armada Worm. 2 colors, 2 green, 2 white for 5/5 with trample. When it's the battlefield, put a 5/5 worm with trample onto the battlefield.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, for how much?
6.
I mean, that's
pretty
2
good.
5/5s. With trample.
Trample.
Yeah. With trample.
Not really that much you
Jinx.
can say about it, unless, like, that's really good with populate.
Or with the chant person. Soulbound person. Where you get to keep bringing it onto the battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Deadeye Navigator. Ridiculous card.
That's how we win it.
Alright. Blood Baron of Viscapa, or whatever.
Viscapa.
Viscapupo.
Viscapupipa.
3 colorless, 1 white, 1 black. Lifelink, protection from white and from black. It's a 4/4.
Alright. You notice we're alternating, and that's because I'm a better reader. As long as you have 30 or more life, and an opponent's 10 or less life, Blood Baron of Viscupa gets +6/+6 and has flying. That's a little overrated unless you're playing a life deck.
If you're playing a life gain deck, you have an
You win.
8/8. No, you have a 10/10.
Yeah.
With flying, lifelink, protection. It has lifelink.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, that
Yeah,
helps you to... Pretty good.
Yep.
Not gonna cry about it.
The next one you sure are. Here it comes! Here it comes! Dak Faden! Or Fade.
Some idiot in front of me. I was playing red and blue, and he decided to take the Dak Fade in front of me.
I didn't know you were playing red and blue, and I actually was going to play red and blue, but then I just kept getting crappy blue cards, so I was like, I'm not going to
Alright,
play
so +1, target player draws a card, then discards a card. -2, gain control of target artifact. -6, whenever you get an emblem with, whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature, gain control. Is it creature?
Yep.
Oh, whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, gain control of those permanents. Which is utterly ridiculous, especially if you're casting Electrickery, which deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. That's absolutely ridiculous. Really good card. First time ever been printed. Greatest thief in the multiverse.
Not first time.
It is actually the first time he's ever been printed.
Oh.
Really cool card. Dak
Ding.
Fade and everyone. Let's give him a round of applause.
I can hear them clapping through their things that I can't because it's a different time when they're probably listening. But I can hear you,
Okay,
don't
well,
worry.
anyway, this brings us to the end of part
Time
1.
traveling hearing.
Part 1 of our multicolored Mythic Rare Mania. As always, this was Cooper MTG, and thanks for watching.
Barbara